Hear ye, this is Lord Potato. Hello and welcome back into What If Boruto Was a Saiyan on Dragon Ball Z. Okay, for some reason... what? Wait. Okay, first of all, I tried to just say, I tried to do the voice, you know how in Dragon Ball Z, in the intro, blah, 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 whatever. Like, welcome back to Dragon Ball Z. For some reason, how should I say? For some reason, I sounded like, you know that one YouTuber named Chill, I think so? I don't remember. I watched, while I was younger, I watched him a lot. Like, Chill, Top 10, something, bullshit, scariness, whatever. For some reason, when I say here, it sounded just like, so, for me, it just sounded like I sounded like him, but, oh god, right. But, okay. Not the point, but let me do a recap on what happened last time. Baruto has, I'm not gonna even try to do it again, okay? Nah, I'm not gonna try to do it again, nah. But let me go on. The freaking recap. Now, not Naruto, Baruto. He was trained with someone named Konokato Sensei. Konokato Sensei is an old Saiyan that came to the Earth after, I never mentioned when he came after, but blah, blah, blah. He just came to Earth. He noticed Baruto was a Saiyan, but never told Baruto until he was dying last wishes, but could not really tell Baruto Baruto was a Saiyan. Until Baruto discovered it after 5 months after Konkato's death. After Hinata getting hurt by a person named Frio. He's basically the Frieza's what's called race and all that. But yeah. Baruto unlocked his Super Saiyan. Now there's 3 races in this what if. There is the Barbarian Saiyans, the God Saiyan, and also the Colorful Saiyans. Now, if you don't know what the hell Colorful Saiyans are, well, I did kind of explain them a little bit. But they go into different kind of colors of Super Saiyan. I think I mentioned that last time, but nah. But yeah. So, those are the 3 Saiyans race for this one. This what if I know someone's gonna ask me, hey, there's no 3rd race, there's no 3 races. You see here, you see here, this is a what if, and I'm doing this. This is basically a what if. Not the actual fucking, I know there's no 3 races, shut the hell up, okay? But yeah. Now, let me go into back to the recap. Now, Baruto, after discovering the Super Saiyan power, Naruto did try to question him further, but did not question him any further. He thought maybe Baruto was just imagining something, blah, blah. He doesn't know what the hell happened. The only people that kind of know what similar happened was, Shika died and also Sundari. Now, they didn't really question Baruto, but yeah. Now, I did do a time skip into when Baruto's in the tuning set. Now, no one knows about Baruto's Super Saiyan that much. Baruto never showed off when he was fighting against Kakashi or anyone. So yeah, if it was in a dire situation, you just use a ki blast and just like let no one notice it. Maybe do a Kamehameha around there. Nah, I'm just kidding. But for real, then as the tuning exams came, Baruto was eating at the same food place. He was eating about like 45 burgers because you know how Saiyans are. They be eating almost anything. They aren't even goddamn full. God. So Baruto over here eating 45 burgers, and then this is where the Cloud Ninja started trying to bothering Baruto, since Baruto's the son of the Hokage. So yeah. And of course, when the Cloud Ninja was trying to bother him, so the Cloud Ninja, the guy with the bubblegum and all that, and the necklace of the 8 toes, but yeah, tried to bother Baruto, a person with black hair, a black tail, came and helped Baruto. Of course, this man is named Leteres. Of course, he has his teammates, his 2 teammates, one with gray hair, dark gray hair, and I don't remember if I did give him a name. I think I gave him Cabetus. I'm gonna call him Kaibates. I don't know what I remember calling him, but okay. Now the other one is a female with blue, well, kind of aqua blue hair and aqua blue eyes, and her name is Aqua. Yeah, I was not that creative at that time. Oh yeah, her Santa is also aqua color, so it's blue. But yeah. Now, of course, Boruto wanted to know about La Therese when La Therese says bar to the sand, but there's where I left it off. Now, when Boruto saw that La Therese told him by the sand name, he wanted to know more. So they kind of waited until the tuning exam started. Now, of course, it's the same tuning exams where like they still have to do the whole try to get to the finish line while Sai try to explain you to death. So yeah. Now Boruto, of course, Sadara and Boruto and also Mitsuki are running towards the finish line and all that. And also he saw Shinki, but instead of like being bothered with Shinki or any of the other teams, the only team he was bothered with is the Sand team. The team with the sand tails and all that, and they are Sands. So Boruto's looking for him. Looking for them, exactly. He's not even caring about the whole tuning exam. He wants to know about La Therese more than what's called the others. He doesn't care about going up into tuning rank. He can care less. But he did find La Therese, but La Therese was kind of really wanting to punch what's called Shinki. Because Shinki was the one to try to block him from whatever bullshit. So yeah. Of course, La Therese saw Shinki and tries to punch Shinki and trying to make him go last. Now, of course, Shinki is right now fighting against La Therese. And Boruto notices, and before he can actually do something, Sadara says, let's go, we gotta get to the finish line. We can't be there late. And Boruto says, wait, let me do something first. We gotta let people not see us get to there very early. And Sadara says, fine, just do it fast. But Boruto was just lying. Boruto wanted to go towards La Therese. Now, of course, this is where Shinki is right now fighting against La Therese using his Iron Sand, but La Therese is managing to punch the Iron Sand a little further back. Zora Boruto says, well, Boruto, he runs pretty fast and kicks Shinki out of the way into multiple trees, which towards basically his like brother and sister. Yodo and the other guy. And of course, La Therese says, now why did you do that, Boruto the Sand? And Boruto says, I want to know more. Please tell me more. La Therese says, I can't really tell you more until you show me your power. But that's not there or there. Blah 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 blah. So I will see you into the final tuning exams. I want to actually spar with you to see if you're strong enough to defeat me. So of course Boruto says, no, tell me. La Therese disappeared. And Boruto didn't get his chance, but he still ran with Sadara and Mitsuki. So yeah. Boruto just threw 2 ki blasts up in the air, and people were confused, and they just exploded for distraction. So of course when Boruto and Sadara and Mitsuki did get there, this is where the whole true or false thing still happens. And instead of Team 7 falling, Boruto just grabs Sadara and Mitsuki and just stays floating. This is where the Sand team also does the same. They don't even need a flinch when they're falling. They basically just floating because of their ki. Now Sadara is confused how Boruto's doing that. And so she only chalks it up to being some kind of chakra. And then she saw the other team, the Sand team. That's what... Okay, let me say this. The Sand team is basically just called the Sand team. Not some kind of special number team or whatever. No, they're just called the Sand team. There are only one Sand team. And also, they are actually from a village called the Sands. Well, yeah. Or, not the Sand. Yeah, the Sands. Why? Because this village is actually new, and Akagi is actually going to be in this, tuning exams. Now, let me go further, okay? Let me stop knowing with things like that. But yeah, Naruto. Oh my gosh, I'm an idiot. Boruto. I feel like I said Naruto so many times in different what ifs of Boruto, For some reason, I'm an idiot. And also for Naruto, I do Boruto for some reason. Yeah, I'm an idiot. Yeah. I'm an idiot, okay? But yeah, Boruto. He is, well, there. And of course, the whole capture the flag would still go the same. Let me just do a time skip on the capture the flag because I actually didn't watch that part. But pretty much what happened, instead of like Naruto using multi shadow clone jutsu and all that with the whole gadget, he doesn't have that. He does have technology that is invented by Sans that he actually managed to recreate back because of Korn Kato Sensei. But yeah. Now, Boruto, he instead sees the three, like, water brothers or whatever, and he beats the fuck out of them. He kicks one in the face, grabs one and flips him over and throws him out of the building, like, over the building. Well, not over the building, until another building smashing him to the wall. And the last one, he says, wait, gets punched in the face, knocked out. He's asleep. He's asleep. Yeah, he went to nap time. Boruto put him nap time. So that happened. Now, what the Sand team is going against is actually going against the Stone team. Now, yeah, the Stone team. Screw it. The one team that, like... sorry about that. I meant the one team that fell into that trap and blew up. They, like, tried to do some secret combat skill and all that. And they fell in the beginning. That team, the Sand team is actually going against. Now, of course, the Sand team, they only need one person protecting the, flag. And the other two, they rush back. And they rush into battle. Let the rest and Kato are right now fighting against the stone, the stone enemy. Now, of course, one stone ninja managed to get through and fight against Aqua. Aqua easily knocked the fuck out of this person. So, yeah. Now, that happened. Now, of course, we kind of do a time skip into, when Boruto's actually going into the final Chunin exam. Not the preliminary rounds. I don't even think there was preliminary rounds. I'm thinking of Naruto way too much. But yeah, this is where, Hinata says, okay, good luck, Boruto. And Boruto says, yeah, thanks, Mom. Smiles more. Now, of course, he tells Inari to see you and all that. And yeah. Now, this is where Boruto's still going against the same bubble guys, blah, blah, blah. But yeah. And of course, let the rest, he's actually going against Kato. Kato's his teammate. So, let me go into Boruto's fight with the bubble guy. So, instead of Boruto using that gadget or anything, he just uses intertransformation and just went in front of this guy and just punched him so hard in the stomach. Like, making this guy cough up so much, like, spit and also his gum. So yeah, Boruto didn't hold back on this guy. Boruto was still kind of pissed on this guy. So punching him in the stomach really fucking hard. Making this guy cough up a lot. And he's still coughing after Boruto just punching him. So yeah, Boruto's still pissed. He ain't letting that shit go. Now, Latores and Kato are going next. Latores says, bring it on, Kato. And Kato says, okay, Latores. So they both kicked into the air. And of course, their kicks clash. And of course, this is where the 5 Kages are talking to the Sand Kage. The Sand Kage is just talking to them and all that. And of course, this is where Naruto noticed the Sand Kage's tail. Now, the Sand, his hair color is kind of brown. His tail is brown also. And he does have a brown beard, okay? So, you know how Sands mostly don't really have beards or mustache or anything. Unless you're really going on to, like, Vegeta, like King Vegeta. But there's not many others that actually have a beard or anything like that. Unless you're going into, like, hyperbolic chamber, Goku and Vegeta, how Super Saiyan, they had beard, mustache, they're, like, there for a while. But yeah, not that. But yeah, the Sand Kage, he is just talking to the other Kages. This is where Naruto asks, why does he have a tail? This is where the Saiyan Kage says, my people have tails. We similar go into a monkey transformation into we see a full moon. But luckily there's not going to be a full moon on this day. I can transform my what's called transformation. My other people, like my younger, I see them mostly as my younger students. Aqua, Kato, and Letores as my students. They do not have that much experience in controlling their transformation. Naruto Uzumaki, Sama. Now, of course, Naruto nodded, and so yeah. So, the Kage's also nodding and all. Until what's called, Chojuro asks, wait, tails. So, if your tail gets cut, what would that happen? Then our transformation will not work. Ah, that's interesting. Yeah, sometimes we gotta cut the tails of the younger children so they won't destroy destroy the building we rebuild. Okay, so yeah, Luterus and Kato right now fighting each other. Luterus gets punched in the face. Kato gets uppercut. Luterus gets his tail bite by Kato. Luterus gets pissed and then punches on Kato's head really hard. And of course, Kato has a bruise on his head. And of course, Kato just tries to kick at Luterus. Luterus dodges. Luterus axe kicks him to the fucking ground. And of course, Kato is knocked out. Kato says, GG. Or, not GG. Good game. Well, not good game. Good job, Luterus. Luterus says, yeah, you too. Now, Aqua, she's going against what's called, who should be going? Some kind of Stone Ninja, okay? Yeah, not Stone Ninja. She's going against what's called a person named Chojo. So Chojo is going against Aqua, and of course Chojo is saying, I'm so magnificent, blah blah blah, I'm so beautiful. And of course she's going against a girl. And of course this is where Chojo says, you can't beat my beauty. And of course, Aqua does not care and kicks Chojo so hard in the face, knocking her through a wall. So yeah, Aqua doesn't care about beauty or looking beautiful or anything, blah, blah, blah. She cares less about that. She's a, what's called, proud warrior of the sand race. So yeah. Now, of course, next, I know Chojo had it to go against what's called Shinki, but that would be something else. Shinki just moves on to the next round, blah, blah, blah. Now, this is where Boruto is going against what's called Shikadai, because Shikadai did win his match and all that. That still happened the same. And Shikadai wants to, ask Boruto about some things about what happened, it's been, about 5 months ago. And, of course, Boruto never actually answered him straight or anything. A good question, or not answer him anything. And of course, this is where Shikadai says, Shadow Position Jutsu. This is where Boruto gets trapped in the Shadow Position Jutsu. But Boruto has enough will to just break through it and just says, I'm sorry, Shikadai. Shikadai says, how did you break through it? Gets punched in the face, knocked out, and of course, Shikadai loses. Boruto Uzumaki, I just won. Next round. Now, Sadora is going against Aqua. Instead of whoever Sadora went against first, or I don't remember Sadora went against someone. But what's called Mitsuki is still going against Shinki. Sadora is actually going to go against Aqua, and Boruto, well, he's going against Shinki, or Luterus going against Shinki. Because Boruto's, whatever reason, the person he was supposed to fight, a random ninja, gave up, and so that happened. And of course, Luterus has had to fight some other person. But, of course, they gave up also because they were feeling sick and all that. So, yeah. They ate a lot of stuff. So, yeah, they ate a lot of stuff yesterday. So that's why they gave up during the Luterus fight. They had to use the bathroom twice. Or multiple times. But, yeah, look at the point. Sorry about that. But this is where what's called when Shinki defeats Mitsuki, and of course we go into what's called Aqua versus Sarada. Aqua says, you're pretty good for being the last Uchiha. And of course, Sarada says, Chai! Tries to punch Aqua. Aqua, like, easily just blocks what's called Sarada's punch. And of course, Aqua, she just says, ow, that's a little sting right there. But you ain't strong enough. You need to be physically strong. Aqua is lecturing against Sarada. And of course, Aqua grabs Sarada from the arm and spins her around into just launching her into the stadium, knocking her out. Sarada is knocked out for the count. Sarada Uchiha is knocked out down for the count. Aqua wins. And this is where Aqua says, Proctor, I'm kind of hungry. Can I just give up here? And of course, this is where the Proctor says, okay, tie match. Aqua is just kind of hungry. Because she doesn't really like fighting that much. But yeah, she doesn't want to go against Letteress or Bart to the next match. So when Shinki is going against, well, not Barto, but Letteress. Letteress was told if Barto is allowed to come in this fight. So Letteress says no. And Shinki says, why not? And Letteress says, I don't need him to kick your ass 6-1 a damn Sunday, bastard. This is where Shinki says, cocky, but you two will lose because I am the strong. And Letteress says, can you start the match, Proctor? The Proctor says, fine. Well, it was Rock Lee, so he says, okay, go on, your youthful spirits. So, of course, where Letteress rushes at Shinki. Now, Shinki tries to use Iron Sand, but Letteress, like, instead of, like, punching the Iron Sand, he teleports away. So, with his speed, he looks like he teleports away, but of course, he's right behind Shinki and punches Shinki in the fucking head, knocking him into the wall. Shinki gets back up using his Iron Sand and uses Iron Sand spikes to attack Shinki. This is where Shinki uses multiple ki blasts and shoots at what's called Shinki. Now Shinki's Iron Sand explodes and of course he's confused. But this is where Letteress says, fuck you, you bitch! Fucking punches Shinki in the face. Now of course Letteress did put a key in his fist, punching what's it called? Shinki into a fucking wall again. And Shinki, he says, I'm not giving up. You think I'll give up? I need this. I need to show him that he meant a lot to me, blah, blah, blah. That's where Shinki says, I don't give up. Fuck. Kneels fucking Shinki in the stomach. Now, of course, Shinki is knocked out for the count. So, Rock Lee says, Shinki, I forgot what is his last name. I think it was, Shinki. God, I can't remember, but yeah. So yeah, it was Shinki that is knocked out, and of course, Letteress has won. Now it's the next match. Boruto Uzumaki versus Letteress the Sand. Now, this is where I'm not just kidding. You thought I was gonna leave it off here. No. Now, this is where Boruto says, now will you tell me what I wanna know? Letteress says, no. I can't tell you that. Anything. Boruto's pissed. Boruto is like saying, you just told me. And of course, this is where Rock Lee says, begin. Letteress like charges at Boruto. Boruto like charges also. They both what's called punch. Now of course, instead of like their punches connecting and all that, their punches go right through each other, and of course, Boruto gets punched in the face by Letteress, but Letteress gets punched in the face by Boruto. Now, of course, both of them just punch, but instead of giving up and all that, like getting flown back or anything, they both just throw like they get back their punch back to them and throw what's called their right punches. Now, of course, Boruto and Letteress get punched again at the same time, but this is where Boruto decides to kick at Letteress, and Letteress blocks with his knee. And Letteress did try to just elbow what's called Boruto. Boruto dodges and knees up. Knees up at Letteress. Letteress jumps back, does a backflip, and just says, you're pretty good, Boruto. Boruto says, you're not bad yourself. Now, of course, this is where Letteress says, I know, right? Besides, we're both Saiyans. We can't give up. Now, let me mention this. I actually want to change what to call the height between Boruto and Lecterus. Now, Lecterus is still 5'8", but Boruto over here, I said he was 5'3", but I'm going to say he's 5'5". So, yeah. Now, both Lecterus and Boruto, they start fighting. Like, they're what's it called, punching and kicking and all that. It's super fast and no one can actually keep up. Unless you're Sasuke, Sakura, or people that can really keep up with ninja fighting. But nah, Boruto and this, and Boruto and Lecterus and this are fighting just like at the speed how Goku and Vegeta fight. So yeah. Now, of course, this is where Lecterus kicks at Boruto. Boruto disappears and tries to grab what's called Lecterus by doing by trying to like sumo sumo just throw him back and all that because there was someone on the ground. And of course, where Lecterus flies up and tries to shake Boruto away. Boruto lets go because, yeah. But of course, Boruto, instead of falling down on the ground, he flies also up because he can use, flight and all that. So, of course, both Lecterus and Boruto are flying and just kicking in the air, punching. So, yeah, people are amazed with this fight. They're like, holy shit. This is where Lecterus wanted to see if he can hit a nerve. And he says, I see Kornkato Sensei. Oh, well, not Kornkato Sensei. I see Kornkato, the old man. Actually train you well. This is where Boruto gets a fucking trigger reaction. It says, don't talk about him! So Boruto shoots multiple ki blasts at Lecterus. Lecterus is dodging pretty easily, knocking them back, almost hitting those ki blasts into other people. Boruto's pissed. He doesn't care about where his ki blast ends up. That's where Aqua and Kato knocks the ki blast away or dispose of them. But of course, this is where Lecterus says, I guess you want to turn, You want to make this harder? No, blah. Let me say that again. Fuck. This is where Lecterus says, you want to make this more fun? Let's turn this up a little bit more up. And of course, where Lecterus goes into Super Saiyan. And of course, his Super Saiyan, instead of being green, blue, or whatever you want to call it, it is purple. Now, this is not the Hakai, Super Saiyan. He is not in God of Destruction, okay? Don't just calm down, okay? He is just in a Super Saiyan purple. This is where Boruto goes Super Saiyan also into his green Super Saiyan. Now, I know people are going to be saying, but it's called the LSSB. No, this is not really in LSBBB. LSSB. This is not the legendary Super Saiyan that Boruto has. It's just another transformation, but it's similar to that. But yeah. So Aqua, Kabe, and also the Saiyan Kage are shocked with Boruto's transformation. He's going Super Saiyan. And of course, Naruto realized that Boruto lied to him about not knowing about the green Super Saiyan. And this is where Lecterus says, that looks actually amazing. I never actually seen a green Super Saiyan. Boruto says, fuck you. I'm not letting you talk about Kornkato Sensei like that. And of course, Lecterus says, I'm not trying to disrespect him or anything. But I just wanted to see if you were going to rage. Just because he died and all that. And yes, you're still going to rage. But that's a good thing because all Saiyans knows about, how they can transform. Now, yes, the Saiyan power usually goes into mostly rage, making the rage into power and all that. But yeah. Now, of course, Boruto didn't understand that much, but rushes at what's called Lecterus. Lecterus kicks at Boruto. Boruto dodges. Boruto kicks up, trying to hit what's called Lecterus in the knee. Well, not in the knee. Trying to hit him in the chin. Lecterus dodges, and of course he jumps back and flies at Boruto, punching him. And Boruto dodges, and of course Boruto's right now just flying around, fighting against what's called Lecterus. Of course, Boruto uses Ki Blast against Latores. And of course, Latores dodges, uses his own Ki Blast at Boruto. Until this is where Boruto says, I won't lose. And of course, this is where Latores says, oh really? Then I won't lose neither. This is where Latores says, let's see if you can really let's show them a very powerful move of each other. Like, hey, if we can give them a final showdown. This is where Latores says, this is where my attack. This is where Latores says, wait, let me say that again. Okay, so this is where Latores says, Dark Gallon Gun. So instead of being purplish color, it's a darker purple. A darker purple with some black in it. So of course, this is where Boruto says, damn it, fine. I'll show you my attack. Kamehameha. That's where Latores says, let's do it. Get it gone. Shoots his attack. And of course, he is, well, in the middle of the air. Same with Boruto. They are both in the middle of the air. And of course, this is where Boruto says, and of course, shoots his Kamehameha at Latores. Latores shoots his Dark Gallon Gun attack. And they both just clash into the mid-air. Now, of course, both of attacks are going just in the middle. Either pushing one further from each other. Well, not further. One pushing towards Latores or one pushing to Boruto. And Boruto says, I won't give up, bastard. You will tell me the secrets and all that. Well, not tell me the secret. You will explain to me. And Latores says, then you have to beat me. and Boruto says, then screw yo, Kaioken times 4. Now, of course, Latores says, shit. Gets like blasted into fucking obliteration. Now, of course, he's not dead. He's just knocked out. He's like, you're pretty strong, Boruto the Sand. And does pass out into the ground and does kind of get knocked out. Now, of course, this is where Kato and also Aqua are shocked with Latores getting easily defeated by Boruto. Now, Boruto, he gets out of mid-air, and of course, Latores does fall down to the ground. But Latores is used to falling down from the what's called sky multiple times. So yeah. Now, this is where I should also mention that Latores does have a scar what's called on his eye, on his right eye. The problem was that was a fight between what's called the Saiyan Kage. But yeah, it's just something else I forgot to mention. But yeah. Now, yes, Latores is 12 years old, just like Boruto, but yeah. Now, of course, where Boruto is like, you pretty are strong, Latores the Sand. And Latores is smiling, even though he's getting carried off and all that. Now, of course, where Rock Lee says, the winner is Boruto Uzumaki. And of course, everyone is cheering, except for Naruto. He jumps down and tells, what's called, Boruto to give him the headband for lying towards him. And Boruto says, what? Why? I just won, you old fuck. Now, of course, Naruto looks at him and says, because you lied to me about that transformation. That transformation is bad. And this is where, well, instead of what's called taking the headband and all that, this is where the Utsukis appear. Now, of course, they didn't actually sense the power, but yeah. This is where what's called Momoshiki appears and already grabs what's called Naruto from the head and smash him towards the what's called, well, into the wall. And this is where Kimishiki, yeah, that's the name. Kimishiki tries to attack what's called Boruto. This is where Boruto manages to dodge and knees Kimishiki in the stomach, kicking him into the wall. And this is where the Saiyan Kage says, I see. There's another Uzumaki. He teleports and appears right in front of Urashiki and punches him in the face, knocking him into what's called with Kimishiki. Now, of course, where Latores is healing, and of course, where Kate had to give him a senzu bean. So yeah, senzu beans are gonna be a thing in this one. So Latores says, "What is happening, Kate?" Kate says that some alien race started attacking Earth. Boruto's right now hurt really bad, but Aqua's right now trying to treat him and all that. So Boruto is trying to fight against the Utsukis, but Boruto's arm, one of his arms, aren't gonna be working that well, cause he did use Kaioken, but he did push a lot of power, but right now he's out of energy. Of course, one of his arms is kind of hurting from Latterus getting, punching him right there. But yeah, that's why Boruto's right now fighting with one arm and kicking, Kimishiki's ass half the time. So what's called Naruto's right now Naruto and Sasuke are right now fighting against Momoshiki, and Urushiki's right now fighting against the Saiyan Kage. The Saiyan Kage does punch what's called Urushiki in the face, and punching him towards what's called Kimishiki, and Kimishiki, they both get hit behind each other's back, and it says, "Move out of the way, bastard," because they're getting angry and all that. Now Boruto, he's handling himself well enough. Now, of course, he does not have what's called his headband and all that because Naruto has it. But yeah, this is where what's called. Well, Naruto and Sasuke are having trouble fighting against what's called Momoshiki. But yeah, and this is where Sasuke decides to teleport what's called Momoshiki into another dimension near the Divine Tree. So yeah, Naruto and Sasuke are right now fighting against Momoshiki in the Divine Tree. It's where Urashiki and Kimishiki just noticed that, and they are also going to be teleporting. And this is where when what's called the Saiyan Kage notices that, he's like, "Damn it, this idiots!" And of course, Boruto, he almost fell down to the ground on it, but luckily when he was about to fall, that's where the Saiyan Kage did kind of grab Boruto, kind of caught him before he would fall down fully. And of course, yeah, that's the rest gets explained to. Yeah, Kato, that happens. I forgot to mention that's what happened. That's what Kato explains to what's called the rest. But yeah, that's where we go into Boruto getting treatment by Aqua. Now Aqua is not a healer. But she does have a Kege Kenkai, which allows her to heal people with water. So of course Boruto has like a little bit of damage and all that, but of course gets healed. But of course this is where the Saiyan Kage does give him a sensobi, and of course Boruto does eat it, and he does wake up. He asks the Saiyan Kage's name. Since I'm not gonna be calling him Saiyan Kage, I'm actually gonna give him an actual name. So this man is named Panku King. Yes, I went to go search up an OC Sand name because I cannot think of like an OC Sand name. But yeah, the rest just came up to me pretty easily. But yeah, his name is Panku King. Now, of course, Boruto nods, and of course we go into the fight between what's called Naruto and Sasuke. Yeah, Sasuke and Naruto got their ass kicked by Urashiki, Kimishiki, and Momoshiki. Well, Momoshiki is right now into what's called his transformation with what's called eating Kimishiki. Urashiki did not allow himself to get eaten, but yeah. He's just watching what's called Momoshiki's struggle against what's called Naruto's trying to get the Nine Tails, but yeah. And he's laughing all the way. Now, we go into Punky King kind of teaching what's called Latterus and Boruto one technique. And Boruto and Latterus are confused with this technique, because this technique is the fusion dance technique. Now, I know the fusion dance technique is actually only taught by a Kage? Not Kage. What am I talking about? A Kai? Like a West Kai, whatever Kai. Yeah. By a Kai, but there's not really a Kai in this one that much. But yeah, I'm gonna just say Punking actually knows a technique like this, a fusion, because he's teaching both Boruto and Latterus, because they are the most strongest Saiyans right now. But yeah, now we go back into what's called Momoshiki struggling and just saying screw. We just wait until the Nine Tails fully just decides to rebuild himself. Urashiki could say, sure, why not? Jesus Christ, you're taking fucking forever, but whatever. This is where what's called Boruto has enough energy to just enter transmission all of them towards what's called the fight with Momoshiki and Urishiki. So yeah, the five Kages are coming. Also, Pumpkin is also coming. Letteres, Aqua, and also Kate. So yeah, Boruto managed to use intertransmission, and of course they're all right there, trying to fight against Momoshiki and Urishiki. Now, of course, the five Kages are going against Urishiki, while Pumpkin, Aqua, and Kate are right now, well, Pumpkin is mostly trying to go against what's called the, well, Momoshiki fusion, all that. Well, not Momoshiki fusion, but Momoshiki. And of course, Aqua, Kate, Boruto, and Letteres are trying to just grab Naruto and Sasuke out of the way and all that. But yeah, the five Kages are doing pretty good against what's called fighting against Urishiki. But we go into the fight between Pumpkin and what's called Momoshiki. Well, since Momoshiki is pretty stronger than a, well, Sand that's not even transformed, he is stronger and overpowers Pumpkin to get smashed at the wall. Now, of course, we're, well, both Naruto, not Naruto, Boruto, I keep saying Naruto for some reason, Boruto, and Letteres kind of says no. And, of course, this is where, well, this is where Boruto and Letteres kind of just says, damn it, we might have to we gotta do the fusion dance. Just what, what's called Pumpkin does tell us. Boruto says, well, Letteres says, ugh, fine. This is where Boruto and Letteres say, fusion, and they both fuse, and of course, this is where Letteres and Boruto, well, are one now. Now, this is where I'm gonna leave it off. Have a nice potato day, potato night, potato seed, potato, potato. I am tired of shit, and that's why I gotta leave it off here. I was gonna be thinking of what's gonna happen next, but I'm too tired. So, with that happening, since I'm too tired, I'm going to sleep. Have a nice potato day, potato night, and potato seed, potato, potato. Bye bye, potato.